Welcome back to every NES game. I'm Slider, and as always I'm joined by Manga.
Hiya. I'm actually finding myself kind of charmed by the baseballs making up baseball.
Yeah. So, it's January, so you know what that means. Baseball.
I know nothing about the American sporting calendar, so I actually don't know if you're being serious or if January really is baseball season.
No, I'm not. I hope I'm not, anyway.
Because, I mean, here, it's football season every minute, every hour, every day for the entire course of the year. There's just some seasons of the year football season intensifies, but it is always football season. Play ball.
So this baseball game plays like baseball. Fascinating.
I mean, I suppose it's a good thing if it plays like baseball. Also, I think this might be the one the kid in Princess Bride is playing. Maybe.
Potentially.
I have to go look up screenshots or something.
I mean, this is the official Nintendo baseball game.
I'm just like, if we're on to baseball games, my personal quest is my determination to find the one the kid in Princess Bride is playing. Because I am reasonably sure that was a NES he was playing. Probably? I think.
If it was the late 80s, then yes.
Yeah. I mean, the NES was kind of one of the only viable consoles going for a while, wasn't it?
Yes. At least in America. Like, other places had other stuff, but in America it was literally just the NES.
You want to play video games? Get an NES.
Yes.
Is there anything that makes this stand out from the crowd from other baseball games, or is it just like a reasonably playable baseball game? Although I suppose being reasonably playable would make it stand out from the crowd.
Potentially. But yeah, it's literally just a baseball game that's baseball.
As you do.
The only shocking thing is that I actually got a point before the enemy team could. A rare moment.
Balance.
Maybe.
That's special.
I will say the sound effects are a bit weird. Like, that's not what people walking sounds like.
See, I turned it down so I could actually hear you talking over the game, and I'm turning it back up. The lack of background music is a little weird and unsettling. I don't know why. I think it's just, I'm used to the fact that, you know, most movies and TV shows, a lack of background music is usually a sign that something extremely serious is happening. And this is, like, it's just baseball that's happening here. Like, fairly regular, standard, no robots involved on any level baseball.
But I did find this fun glitch, where I could just make him say safe over and over again.
But do anything to the game, or does everyone just have to stand and listen while this one guy yells safe over and over again?
No, it's just this. Though he does keep teleporting back and forth from first base to home.
Ooh, teleportation. The little speed notation is cute, although I'm not sure if it's, like, doing anything functionally, or if it's just there for people who care about baseball and the speed of pitches.
I mean, it's probably slightly accurate in that going faster helps, but otherwise, I'm not sure. Like, because this is an early baseball game, I could totally see them doing something along the lines of only certain numbers help this much. So, like, if it's like in the 60s, they'll do exactly the same no matter what.
Yeah, I can see that happening. That's just a simple wee coding trick.
Yes.
I think also part of the problem with the complete lack of background music is that I don't know, I think it makes it less interesting to watch, basically. Again, I say this as someone who generally is not interested in watching baseball, but I don't know, something about the lack of background music is very disengaging.
Yeah, kind of. I felt like a good chunk of like the early NES games were kind of like this.
Yeah.
Where like the actual main time playing the game doesn't have music for whatever reason.
Suppose if they didn't have very powerful, like, processors or sound chips, then it might have been difficult if this was like the early days to render sound effects and music at the same time. So it's just like, we'll keep in the weird bleepy sound effects and totally not running noises.
Also, I feel like this is the time where it was still acceptable to not have background music for much of your game. It feels like that was everywhere during like the early 80s.
And that was probably a hangover a lot of people moving from arcade machines.
Probably.
Like, most people used to playing video games on arcade machines and not. The history of gaming.
But yeah, there's not a lot to say about this. It's baseball.
It does exactly what it says on the tin.
In a way, that's kind of interesting because, like, it is literally a baseball game that's just called baseball by Nintendo for the Nintendo. And yet no one cares about it.
I mean, it seems decently playable, it does exactly what it says on the tin, but if there's just nothing not that special about it, and I seem to remember there being 500 million baseball games on the NES.
Potentially. Yeah.
So you probably would have to do something quite special beyond just being functional to really stick in people's memories and become like an iconic game. Most of the iconic NES games were just fucking weird ones. Like, like Balloon Fight. It's such a bizarre concept. But it's so charmingly playable that you just keep playing this weird fucking game where you're a dude flying about on balloons. The entire Mario franchise is a very weird concept.
Oh, come on, what's weird about an Italian plumber jumping on turtles?
I mean, it's just, the original thing was, okay, let's do like a King Kong kind of thing. Yeah, a guy fights King Kong to get his girlfriend back and jumps over barrels and, let's give him a mustache and overalls because that's easy to draw on like 6 pixels. And let's just make him Italian. Because
why not?
And then the whole thing just gets weird. Okay, the monkey's not gonna be, the gorilla's not gonna be his enemy anymore. It's gonna be this spiky, turtle-looking motherfucker that breathes fire sometimes.
Yeah.
That's clearly the logical choice of,
absolutely,
arch enemy for an Italian plumber. Who, if I remember rightly from the cartoon, just randomly got flushed down a toilet and turned up in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah, that actually does sound familiar.
I remember we used to have like a handful of VHS tapes that were that old Super Mario Brothers cartoon. The one with the credits, it was like, do the Mario!
Yes.
I can't remember the dance now, but I'm just remembering the music so vividly.
And of course the person doing that was professional wrestler Lou Albano, which is awesome.
I did not know that. I just knew it was a dude dressed as Mario, but somehow it's so much funnier to me that it was a professional wrestler dressed as Mario.
Yes.
Doing a silly dance in the credits of a bizarre, video game cartoon.
Yeah.
I loved those tapes when I was a kid. back before you had the internet to get all your cartoons from, and you just had to watch the same handful of VHS tapes 12 billion times.
I didn't watch it on VHS, but I did watch reruns that they would put around I think it was on like UPN, and they would have it along with Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and
Wow.
I think sometimes Sailor Moon.
Back in the day.
None of this has anything to do with baseball.
No, but there's not that much to say about baseball, either the sport or the video game. So we just talked about crappy old 90s cartoons instead. This is like how to spot a 90s kid. How many episodes of the Super Mario Brothers show and Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog did you watch? How close to Sailor Moon did they air?
I don't remember it. I think they were just pretty much... I think it was just like a 2-hour block or something.
Yeah. They were never on TV over here.
So I lost... Well, not lost it yet, but when I 1 to 9, it's not good.
Those are not good odds.
No. Honestly, the one interesting thing about this game really is that how forgotten it is. I find it really interesting because, like, if you really think about it, like, the 2 most successful Nintendo consoles started off with a bunch of random sports games. Because this is not unusual for early NES games to just be random sports.
It's how you tempt kids to stop playing sports and get inside and play video games instead.
I suppose so. I actually do kind of wonder, like, did these games actually help, or were they just what Nintendo assumed would help, but, like, all they really needed was Super Mario Bros. And the marketing it as an entertainment system?
I don't know. I mean, this particular baseball, there's nothing wrong with it from the looks of it. There's just nothing particularly standout about it either. But, yeah, no, yeah, you're right, actually, that some of those the Wii got huge success with Wii Sports on release.
Yeah.
Looking sidelong at the Switch, like, hint, hint. Please don't bomb like the Wii U.
It always makes me sad because the Wii U came out with Nintendo Land, which is a better game.
I don't remember anything about that.
Don't worry, most people don't. Poor Nintendo Land. I guess it's not surprising that sports would be more mainstream than Nintendo fan service. I mean, if it was all Mario, maybe that would work, but, like, seriously, there were, like, minigames for, like, F-Zero and Pikmin and stuff. Not gonna get the same audience from that.
No. Shame. That isn't stopping them opening an actual Super Nintendo Land theme park in Japan in 2020, though.
No, it isn't. It's amazing that that all exists.
Yeah, I'm staying in Japan till 2020 now, I have to. I don't care how often I need to renew my contract, I have to stay until I've been on, like...
Yeah.
What do you think would be the Nintendo version of spinning teacups? Like, spinning barrels, spinning Donkey Kong barrels. I have to go on that.
Yes! That'd be great.
And my life will be complete.
It didn't take that much.
No. I have low standards these days. I have very low standards.
Thus ends our episode about baseball, which had nothing to do with baseball.
Yeah, we talked so much about baseball. Totally.
Yeah, sure.